I'm John Schoenhals, Pioneer Field Agronomist in Northern Ohio. As the spring 2019 planting season comes to a close, many acres around the area will remain unplanted. When prevent plant acres are present, it is still important to continue managing these acres to prepare for 2020. There's three main points I want to discuss when thinking about management of prevent plant acres. Number one, weeds control. Number two, supporting soil biology. And number three, doing what we can to improve soil structure and to increase nutrient availability for next year. On the first point, weeds control. Mare's tail, giant ragweed, and where we have water hemp and Palmer amaranth is growing wild in these prevent plant fields have not yet been touched this year. It is very important, as time and weather allow, that these fields either be sprayed with high rates of burn down herbicides, disked and tilled in order to stop weeds growth, or in some cases it might be necessary to mow these fields, let them dry out, and then come in and work them up to get these weeds killed. All of the weeds that I mentioned will produce millions of seeds if left unchecked this year. That seed bank will persist for years and increase management costs and decrease profitability in the future. Weeds are not a cover crop, and it is important that we control them in a timely manner. On the second point, supporting soil biology. There are many microbes that live in the soil that help support our crop growth. One of the key ones to hit on is the mycorrhizal fungi. Now, this mycorrhizal fungi lives and grows in association with corn roots to help promote the uptake of nutrients like phosphorus and water. In the absence of a growing crop, these mycorrhizal fungi have no host on which to support their life. With the saturated soil conditions that we've had, the soil microbes have not had a very conducive environment and their numbers are dwindling. If all we do this year is work the ground to keep the weeds from growing and we don't plant a cover crop, those mycorrhizal fungi and other beneficial soil microbes will even further dwindle in their numbers. When we plant the crop next year, it's very likely that we could see what we call fallow syndrome, where those crops get off to a poor start due to micronutrient inavailability and lack of mycorrhizal fungi in association with those roots. Cover crops are going to be very helpful in supporting the soil biology. Cover crops like oats or rye, especially when planted in a mixture, will help to support the soil biology, improve the environment for them to live, and increase their numbers in preparation for 2020. Cover crops also help with the third point on improving soil structure and increasing nutrient availability. The persistent rains, waterlogged soils, and lack of any availability to plant crops have resulted in soils that are compacted, pore spaces are reduced, and aggregate stability has been decreased. When cover crops are growing in the soil, they release root exudates, which can help to improve aggregation in the soil and improve the structure moving forward. Cover crop roots also grow to deep levels where they can scavenge for nutrients like potash, like calcium, that have likely been leached through our soil profile with all the rain that we've had. So there's no perfect recipe when we think about cover crops. It definitely depends on a producer's goals and timing and needs. But highly encourage you to do what you can to plant a cover crop, help that to control weeds on the field, and also improve the soil structure, soil stability, and nutrient availability for next season. Talk to your Pioneer sales representative and other local experts for cover crop suggestions, and let us know what other questions you have.
That concludes this Pioneer GrowingPoint Agronomy video podcast. Visit our page on pioneer.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook for more agronomy insights.